All right, if I can get everybody's attention, I'd appreciate it. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's an incredible. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an incredible privilege to be here before you as your 41st governor, just a year into it, and I can't tell you what an extraordinary privilege it is to serve and be governor of all Nebraska. And today is a historic day. Historic day for Nebraska, historic day for Omaha. It's not every day that you can administer grants out to make a difference for economic development to a total of almost $240 million for North and South Omaha. It's incredible. I'm surrounded by an extraordinary group of people, the Mayor of Omaha, Mayor Stothert, local leaders, plus grant recipients. I'll be asking each one to give some brief remarks to what the impact of these dollars are going to mean to them and their community and their business. Again, incredibly historic. This is an incredible investment in our community. What are these grants going to do? They're going to provide for small businesses with resources that are needed to grow. They're going to help create and revitalize places of our community. They're going to help strengthen the nonprofit sector through strategic investments so that organizations can be more effective. They're going to support entrepreneurs, the bread and butter of our community's growth, and the innovators that need capital. And we're making incredible investments in our kids. We all agree. Our kids are our future. We never ever give up on one kid. We never let one kid left behind. They're the future of the incredible state of Nebraska, which I can't brag enough about, that we live in the greatest place in the history of civilization. Right here. Hey, I'm not laughing, that's dead ass serious. It's been just over 3 years since the calling to run and become your mayor. I've been everywhere in the state of Nebraska, in every community, every county, countless times. You said mayor. And I have asked, did I say mayor? Sorry, I meant governor. No, I won't do that. Sorry, we need you as mayor as long as you want to be mayor. As governor of Nebraska, and I will tell you this, here's the question that is so awesome. And I hope that we keep asking ourselves this. What's the one thing we love the most about Nebraska? Without a shadow of a doubt, most of us now, that once we want to start bragging, we don't take a breath. It's the people. All of us here, it's the people that make Nebraska such a special place. It's our most extraordinary resource. And it's incredible because we are unique, we're entrepreneurship, we are risk takers, we help neighbors, we do whatever it takes. I need help being the chief bragging officer in Nebraska. I think it's really important that we stop thinking we're just normal Joes and Susies. We are an extraordinary people, and it's incredibly important that we fill our glasses up and be 100% positive with what we do and how we help each other. We be 100% positive and we brag so that our children know what an extraordinary place it is. We live in the safest place in the land. Omaha, over largest communities with the best safety records of any community our size. When you get out in our rural communities, as I love to say, I don't lock my pickup. And the mayor of Broken Bow, which I'd invite everybody to be, or to Burwell, where the largest rodeos, the mayor of Burwell said, of course we don't lock our pickup. Somebody might need it. I think that it's really, really important how we all come together. We roll up our sleeves, we get things done, how we collaborate, we cooperate. It's what gives us a competitive edge and the belief we can compete with anybody, anywhere, anytime, any place. And to succeed, it's really important that we're incredible partners everywhere across the state. So from my seat, it doesn't matter if it's North Bend or North Platte or North Omaha. Everybody has to have the tools to succeed and do what's best for all of Nebraska. And so there's incredible, tremendous creativity and drive and determination here in North Omaha, and there's amazing work being done and what these grants will do. So before I conclude, I simply want to acknowledge some of the people who have made today possible. There's been a lot of work to get here in a short period of time. So I want to thank all of you who have submitted your applications and make a compelling case for how your projects will make an incredible difference for North Omaha. So thank you. Also want to thank Senator McKinney and Senator Wayne for their work in the Economic Recovery Act. They've been extraordinary advocates for the North Omaha community, and want to thank all of the senators who served on the Economic Recovery Special Committee in the legislature. And finally, all the community leaders here who have supported this process. We're very grateful, and want to thank Casey Balitz and all the members of the Department of Economic Development, countless meetings with constituents and working to provide the technical assistance so these grants will be successful. Want to thank Randy Schnazel. Where's Randy? Thank Randy and Community College for hosting us here today. This is an extraordinary crowd. It represents what an incredible historic day it is for Nebraska and for North Omaha. And finally, want to thank all the people who have applied and congratulate all the awardees. It's really, really going to be fun to watch everyone flourish. And so with no further ado, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Omaha, Jean Stothert. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Governor. Thank everybody for being here today, and thank all of our partners that are here today. This will really make a difference. The state's Recovery Grant Program is a unique opportunity to support business, organizations, and programs that provide valuable services to their customers and their clients. Many continue to adapt to the impacts from the pandemic. The state funds will definitely make a difference. My administration prioritizes improvements in public safety, job growth and development, and economic development. We work with our community partners to achieve our goals, and we have a great deal of momentum. Many of our partners are receiving grants and state recovery grants today. The proposals developed by these small business owners and community leaders aligned with our priorities to improve their well-being, safety, and economic recovery. When business, neighborhoods, and community service organizations grow and succeed, the city grows and succeeds. The public benefit will be long-lasting, and it will be impactful. We look forward to continued progress and momentum focused on public safety, employment and business growth, neighborhood revitalization, and economic development. Again, Governor, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Stothert. Congratulations. Next, I would like, takes a full team to make things happen. I would like to welcome and invite Omaha City Councilwoman Juanita Johnson. Thank you for being here, Juanita. Appreciate it. Come on
Thank
up.
you,
Thank
Governor.
Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to acknowledge everyone that makes up North Omaha, more affectionately known as District 2. So, if you are a neighborhood leader, please raise your hand. Thank you. If you are a supportive service agency, please raise your hand. If you are an entrepreneur, please raise your hand. And we know the small business is the backbone of not only the city of Omaha, but throughout the United States. Please raise your hand. Again, I want to thank you as your leader, and recognize you for all of the contributions that you make day in and day out. And today is no other exception. Today, we come together to acknowledge a good day. To all the grant recipients, congratulations. We recognize that District 2 needs more, and we expect more to come. The governor has agreed to meet with me to discuss and talk about additional opportunities and what they look like. And so we expect to have that conversation in the days ahead. For that, again, we celebrate, and we should all give us a round of applause. Now, I'm going to close with this kind of uplift, this pat on the back for us all. District 2, North Omaha, we are beautiful. We are blessed people. We are united as people. I will close with the last chorus of the Negro anthem. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. And thank you, Governor Pillen.
Thank you, Councilwoman Johnson. And next, I'd like to welcome Director of Economic Development, Casey Balitz. Thank you, Casey. Congrats.
Well, it is indeed a historic day. There is no question about that. Looking at where we are today, I would tell you in 10 years when we look back, things will look differently in some very, very positive ways as a result of the step that is being taken today, and importantly, the steps that will continue to be taken after today. First and foremost, thank you to Governor Pillen and the Nebraska Legislature for authorizing the funding for the North and South Omaha Recovery Grant Program. The team at Department of Economic Development has appreciated the opportunity to work alongside the community, both communities, in making these transformational investments. And this is certainly also a commitment in line with the governor's direction to really grow our own, as he just talked about. It is our people. This program leverages state resources to support local existing businesses, nonprofits, community leaders throughout this neighborhood. At the direction of the legislature, through LB 531, DED took on the task of determining project eligibility for the North and South Omaha Recovery Grant Program in accordance with the coordination plan issued by the Economic Recovery Special Committee of the legislature. Projects listed in that plan were eligible then to receive funding through the North and South Omaha Recovery Grant Program, and they were also prioritized in that scoring. Guided by the overarching mission of the coordination plan, DED established some funding categories to carry out the intent of the legislature in encouraging economic resilience and innovation in North and South Omaha. Those categories included placemaking infrastructure, arts, culture, and social assistance, entrepreneurship and innovation, youth talent and workforce development, recovery assistance program for immediate distribution, sports and tourism, and small business support. Across all of those categories, 131 grants have been awarded in the combined amount of $234.5 million. Of note, out of that, 78 of those are small business support grants, investing in those small businesses that create the vitality, the jobs, and the economic activity across this community. DED, through those applications, anticipates that those investments will create over 9,250 jobs. And that's just in the next 5 years in North and South Omaha, so that ripple effect is going to continue. I am certainly want to take the opportunity in my seat to take a moment to particularly recognize the work of the economic recovery team of Department of Economic Development with offices in North and South Omaha. They have spent hours and blood, sweat, and tears to get us to this day, along with partners in this room. And so I certainly do want to share that I'm tremendously proud of their commitment and their integrity. Certainly, I want this community to know that DED's engagement in this process went well above and beyond any typical grant program that we have, I would say, likely ever went through at Department of Economic Development. The team here held regular office hours, open office hours, to provide the opportunity for potential applicants to come in and meet in person. They, again, have dedicated field offices in North and South Omaha, the only place in the state where that is true. That really did allow some convenient access for constituents, applicants who could drop in and get that individualized assistance. Over the course of this grant process, we have met 248 times in person, face to face, with constituents about a program or an aspect of the program they were interested in, responded to, as you can imagine, countless calls and thousands of emails from applicants or potential applicants. They developed and disseminated a robust document of frequently asked questions. They held 8 live technical assistance workshops through Facebook and YouTube and uploaded those recordings. Those have also been seen more than 2,000 times by folks who needed some information about the process. So again, I know there's lots of different ways you can do it, and we certainly knew. We talked to the team from day one about the fact that there were going to be questions asked, and that was okay. We were going to do it the right way. They have done it the right way. Lastly, and most importantly, without question, I want to say congratulations and commend the applicants represented by these 3. This is what matters. The money sitting in the bank doesn't matter. The work matters that's going to start now. And so it is truly inspiring for all of us at the Department of Economic Development, certainly the governor and the rest of these leaders, to see the quality of local leadership, innovation, and ideas in North and South Omaha, represented again by these 3 and their fellow grantees. Each community is blessed to have incredibly talented and devoted leaders in the business and community space, interested and I would say passionate about the well-being of their community. So congratulations to today's award recipients. You are who matters. DED is certainly committed to walking alongside you as you execute on the grants that have been awarded, and this is a transformational opportunity for this neighborhood, for these grantees, and all of their neighbors who they serve. It is because of these leaders that that's true. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Casey. Yeah, an inspirational, inspiring day. As your governor, in just over a year, I've had extraordinary moments and inspired by so many Nebraskans and learned so much. I'd like to learn, I was the first governor of Nebraska to be invited to South Sioux City to meet with the tribal leaders. I'd like to share with you what I learned from one of the tribal leaders, and I hope it touches each other a fraction of what it did me. The tribal leader said, "Mr. Governor, can I share with you what I learned from my grandfather?" I said, "Well, by all means." He said, "My grandfather taught me when we get together to make things better for our community, it's a big deal. and it has an impact for a long time. I said, I got it. He goes, no, Mr. Governor, there's more. My grandfather said, what we do today has an impact for 7 generations. Mark that, 7 generations. I can tell you, I did not have the capacity to think like that before then. And let me tell you, it has touched me. I see things vastly different. I've learned so much. And all I can think of is when I bring up the next recipients and when I think of all that's going to happen, 7 generations. And you think about our state. If you don't believe that, think of our state. We're right in there at 7 generations. So what is taking place today is a big deal. But if we can all remember what's going to take place tomorrow, don't you show up, be there, make sure your voice is respectfully heard because it matters. It's 7 generations, every single one. So with that, let me introduce Carmen Tapio, Omaha Chamber and Grant recipient of Forever North Project. Carmen, congratulations.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I have just a couple of quick comments. Casey, thanks for the reminder of all the work that's ahead. I didn't really need that today, but yes, I did. It never stops. And Governor, I have had the great pleasure of visiting Burwell on a number of occasions, camping and fishing, so it is one of my favorite places in the state. There are so many beautiful places across our state, and I am indeed in love with Nebraska. Today is truly a remarkable day, and it is one in which is a testament to a collective effort, vision, and understanding of what is needed. We are honored to have received this economic recovery grant. This is a tremendous moment of breakthrough for North End Teleservices and our real estate company, Forever North Real Estate, and our project. It is a great day for our community, the city, and the entire state of Nebraska. This is also a huge win for public and private partnerships. I truly believe that we go further and faster together when we do it together. I am deeply appreciative of Governor Pillen for his leadership and his commitment to investing in communities across our state and for recognizing and supporting the importance and necessity of these investments in North and South Omaha. Thank you, Mayor Stothert, for your leadership, and thank you to the City of Omaha for your support and believe in our project and our business. You've been there since we started. To Senators Wayne and McKinney, and Senators Vargas and McDonnell and the rest of the legislature, thank you for dreaming what was possible. And I think Senator Vargas is back there. Senator, thank you for dreaming what was possible and then passing the historic legislation that will reshape and revitalize our community and our future. To the team at the Department of Economic Development and Economic Recovery, thank you for your patience, professionalism, and leadership in guiding all the applicants through this process. And as I told Director Balitz, I have a heart swell of respect and pride for the work that you do. I thought I understood, but as I've been a part of this process and throughout the process, have just great respect and appreciation for the magnitude of the work that you've undertaken and how you've delivered. I believe that this investment made is an acknowledgement of the economic importance of the community, the value of its people, and their contribution to Omaha and to our great state of Nebraska. I truly do believe that North Omaha is the next economy. This significant investment will go a long way in ensuring a shorter path to helping the community back to its full potential as the vibrant, thriving place that it once was and that we know it will become. Our Forever North real estate development stands at one of Omaha's most important historic crossroads and one of the most historic and important intersections in North Omaha. It will be a geographically large footprint and a modern representation and acknowledgement of the beautiful assets that already exist in the community. With North End Teleservices, my company, as the anchor tenant, it will serve as the new global headquarters, and I did say global headquarters, of our company. It will also bring much-needed economic activity through space for offices, businesses, childcare, food service, retail, housing, and community-designed spaces. Our development will catalyze further development in addition to the other great projects springing up and bringing economic vitality and activity to the area. Thank you to the community because you have always welcomed us and accepted the work that we are doing. Thank you for your continued support and excitement for our project. As we continue on our journey of community transformation, this day is a day of history-making and celebration. Together, we are writing a new chapter in the story of North Omaha. To my colleagues and my friends, my family at North End Teleservices, whose exceptionalism is what ignited our growth and made this possible. Know every single day that you are helping us to make good on our promise of creating jobs and changing lives. We are nearly 700 employees bringing federal dollars into the state of Nebraska that is being directly invested back into the community, and we could not be more proud of the work and the service that you deliver. Indeed, generational change is coming. Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor, for this opportunity.
Congratulations, Carmen, and thank you. We're very, very proud of you. Next, I've had the privilege to meet Candace several years ago, and Candace Price, Team Auto Sales, entrepreneur, loves her community, and works hard as heck every day. Candace Price.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. So I definitely want to start by giving many thanks. So to the state of Nebraska for walking through this process, to our senators, Senator Terrell, Senator McKinney, Senator Vargas, for helping with this lift and ensuring this could take place, to our governor, to Director Balitz. Also, on our local level, we'd be remiss to not thank all of our city council, especially our city council president, Pete Festerson, who took meetings and took the time and showed up time after time again. To our mayor, I thank you for being willing to always meet, always help answer even hard questions and talk things through with us. But mainly, I want to thank everyone else who was a part of this process in applying. It was difficult. It was very hard. And I'll tell you one of the funniest instances I had. Throughout this process, if you weren't a part, we had to do interviews with DED. So we go into this interview, we feel pretty prepared, but we have a lot of questions. And in going through, I want to ensure they know how hard we've worked. And so I say, you have no idea the amount of hours that we've put in, and I let them know how many times over a full-time load we'd taken on, and the response was, we have to. So thank you to the full DED team for everything you've done and taking this over. I want to also make sure I thank my business partner, Ron Devers, who's also in the room. So Home Team Model Sales is not done with one, it's done. Thank you. The work is done with the lift of so many. And so many may see Home Team Model Sales and okay, they sell cars, but we actually pride ourselves on being lifting as it comes to financial literacy, home ownership, educating, helping to close the knowledge gap, because we're aware if you close the knowledge gap, in turn you're going to close the wealth gap. We always say if we have the information, we can get to the money. And so that's what's so important here. What we have an opportunity to do now is take what we've always been told, the potential of North Omaha, the potential of South Omaha. Well, we now have a chance to realize that. So it's the realization of North Omaha. It's the realization of the hard work, the dreams, the time and effort that have gone in for so many. And what I encourage everyone to do now that we thought the hard work was done, but it's actually really just starting, is to partner. Find out how to team up. Find out how can we do this together so we can have an even greater impact on our full state, on our city, to continue for those outside of Nebraska to say, what are they doing up there that seems so great? How has this become the place for individuals to go to grow business, for families to live and thrive? And so that's always my mission. I love helping to recruit to the state of Nebraska. And I'm so thankful for this chance. It's nothing that I ever saw coming. When they put the opportunity out there, we didn't fully understand. So we started researching, we started asking questions. We had individuals like Willie Barney who would sit and say, well, this is what we understand and this is what they understand. And, then I'd call on, the mayor's office and they say, well, this is what we understand. You want to talk to Keith Station and he'd help. There's so many. And so, I can't name everyone. But what I do know is that this is getting ready to be amazing if we don't take our funds, go into our hole, and only look at what we're doing individually. What can we do together to continue to show and to continue to show out for our state, for our community, for our children? And I'm just excited. I'm tired, but I'm thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled, and thank you all so much for being here and being part of such a momentous occasion for our future.
Congratulations, Candace. Thank you. Last but not least, next recipient, Frank Hayes. Congratulations. Please come on up, Frank.
Well, I think I'm the only one that's not really good at public speaking, but I'll do my best. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Frank Hayes. I am the president of Hayes & Associates. We are a CPA firm here in Omaha, Nebraska that's been doing business in this community for over 40 years. With that said, I would like to thank the governor and his administration for all the work that they did, and also to see us as a possible grantee for doing the work that is required under this particular program. We accept this opportunity along with the attendant responsibility. Whenever we take on a new project, regardless of how small or how large, we understand that we're not only doing the work that for the client, we're representing the community, and we're representing people that look like us, okay? So when I go into a deal, my opportunity is to do the work and hopefully make a little money, but also to ensure that those that follow us have the same opportunity that I had to do this kind of work. So it is beyond just doing it. It's about working with people and helping them to succeed. One of the things that this work will do for us, it will allow us to scale up our business. It will allow us to add more jobs. It will allow us to take those individuals who take those jobs and really leverage their time in a way so that people are benefiting directly from this work, as well as benefit indirectly through the work that we do through others. One of the things that we have always done as a firm and as individuals, we've always recognized and identified the need to be involved in our community. So beyond the actual work that we do, part of our culture is to be engaged with the people that we work with. So in that vein, we have established relationships with existing organizations, Omaha 100 as an example. We've talked about doing work with the iHub. That's another part of this. So our goal, as Candace indicated, is to take the seed money, that's what I'm calling it, that has been trusted to us and leverage that many times over so that the impact of what we do is not just one-on-one, but goes to the broader community. So in that vein, what we're about in this program is knowledge. Knowledge is power. In order to make decisions, informed decisions, you have to have knowledge. And one of the unfortunate things about our community in North and South Omaha is sometimes we're not equipped with the financial capacity to make informed financial decisions. So our goal is to ensure that the community has that and that we deliver it in a way that's culturally sensitive, that understands the dynamics of that individual business and what they are dealing with. We are a small business. We live that life. We don't have to be told what the challenges are to a small business being successful. So we've learned it, we've understood it, now we want to impart it to others so that they can have the same level of success that we've had in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm just going to give you an example. Several people have talked about, well, Omaha is a great place. It is a great place, but it is, in some communities, that benefit of being a great place has not been felt, for whatever reason. So what my goal is to ensure that everyone feels that. It is a great place, but everyone should feel it. And so my goal is to ensure that that happens. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to provide knowledge to people that they may not otherwise have had, so that they can make good financial decisions, so that they can take those decisions and run their business in a way that allows them to grow and to sustain. It's all good to have a business, but if you're static, you're not taking advantage of the full opportunities. And sometimes the reason people don't is because they just don't have the knowledge. So our goal is to ensure that these small businesses have the knowledge that they need to make good decisions. We're not going to run their business for them. We're going to provide that in a way that is ingrained in their culture, and it becomes part of who they are. So with that in mind, again, I would just say one more thing. When I said this to somebody, I probably said it to many people, when Senator Wayne and Senator McKinney started this process, the thing that I said to many people, if 10 years from now or 15 years from now, if this doesn't have an effect that is seen and felt, we should be ashamed of ourselves. So in my mind, I view this as a mission. It is a mission to help Omaha provide opportunities to a community that for whatever reason has not benefited from some of the great things that exist here. So that is my mission, that is what I want to do, but I also will say this, it shouldn't be the end. There should be additional investment. Continue to invest in the community. It's not, well, we've done it, we're done with it. It is a continuous investment process that we have to take on with serious responsibility. So again, I thank everyone that worked on this, Governor Pillen, others people in the administration, anyone that had anything to do with this program. We certainly did not expect when it started to be a part of it, but we will be a part of it whether we were funded or not. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Frank, and want to make sure that we give a shout out to Senator Vargas is here. Senator Vargas, thank you for all your hard work for helping Omaha, North Omaha, and South Omaha. Thank you very much. I don't know if everybody can fully appreciate how hard the public servants that go run for public office to represent their communities, how hard they work, extraordinary. And before we open it up to the press, I'd like to leave with you what my father taught me and my brothers. When you start out and you don't have much. We didn't have much, but we had everything, if that makes sense. And the key, as my father said, we have to treat every nickel, every dollar we have to have a great return. We have to treat it by very high value. So his saying, I hope you won't forget, with all of these dollars, if we treat them like nickels, treat them like each nickel is a manhole cover, we will make sure we get extraordinary investments in return for 7 generations to come. Because it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So can't congratulate everybody enough, but remember, treat these 240 clicks like nickels, like manhole covers. And then we're going to have extraordinary celebrations for years to come. We'd like to open it up for questions from credentialed press. We'll take those. And I'd like to thank the press for being here and helping with a celebration for North Omaha and the state of Nebraska. Take questions, and wherever appropriate, we'll try to get them answered.
This might be a question for Casey. You mentioned the number of awardees. Could you break it down for the number in North Omaha and the number in South Omaha?
So the question is breaking down the number of awardees for North Omaha and South Omaha. Do you have that number, Casey? Close?
I don't have the number of awardees. We can get it for you before we go. We do have the dollars. The funding amount ended up being split just almost 50-50 between the two. About 115 million ended up in North Omaha projects, 111 in South Omaha projects, and 7 million that funded projects that encompassed both neighborhoods.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes?
Were all of the awardees in the original batch that was presented to Olson in the beginning of this process, or were some added along the way?
I think the question was, were all the awardees in the original Olson project list? And the answer is they would all have been in the original Olson project.
The only caveat I will give you is that, again, as you think about the language, it was projects that were in the Olson report that were eligible to be funded here. So all of those projects do exist. Again, we can get you the answer before we go. If there were any projects that changed in terms of the awardee, that was possible, but all the projects were listed.
I know that not all of them were awarded the amount that they requested. So what will happen from here on out to monitor the awards and to see that that money actually goes to the project that was proposed?
Yeah, great question. The question is, because some of the projects were partially funded, because we did not have enough resource to fund all of the applications, what happens now in terms of those partially funded projects to make sure that they're getting executed? Does that capture it, Cindy? Okay. So a couple thoughts on that. First of all, important, I think, to say that today really is step 1 of 3 here in the due diligence process. So awardees have been named. They will now move forward on a contract. So then they become, there's a contractual arrangement, and then from there will be the release of funds. We have 3 steps of due diligence that we'll do, working alongside those applicants through that process. As far as the partially funded applications, our team has talked to them about that fact, and so asked them if they want to amend their project, either in terms of the budget or the scope, or if they can find funding in other ways to do what they originally intended. But those conversations have already begun, and they will continue. And in the broader sense, important to say as well, talking about treating nickels like manhole covers, we will obviously walk alongside each and every one of those, whether they were partially funded or fully funded. There will be reporting requirements. Sorry about that. There's going to be some of that paperwork. We will, I know you are, you're ready. We will, DED and these grantees will certainly be spending time together, making sure that the reporting is done.
When can we expect to see the first projects materialize? What's the timeline?
Right. When do you want to start, Carmen? March, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're ready to go. So we will obviously move expeditiously at this point to get the contract signed, get the due diligence done on our side. They've obviously got some things to do as well. But yeah, I think it's spring, and we're gonna see money out the door, and more importantly, we're gonna see work happening in North Omaha.
If I can, Casey, if you would just tell the timeline, because the timeline once this became law and how fast we've moved.
Yeah, in simple terms, since LB 531 was passed, it was about 90 days that we had those grant applications opened up. And then obviously a few months here to go through all of those grant applications, which, as we said earlier, was a heavy lift for the team. But thank you for bringing that forward, Governor. It was certainly moved expeditiously from the time that 531 was passed until where we find ourselves today.
Hi. Your response to some criticisms that these recovery program grants are supposed to be about creating jobs, yet it seems, the critics say it seems like it's not about creating jobs. Your response to that?
Well, the bottom line, there's grantees here that have created jobs, proofs in the pudding. I think what's really important is that every business, it doesn't matter what their designation is, they're here to make differences and create economic opportunity in our communities, period. It doesn't matter what the business is, whether it's called a nonprofit. I've never been around a nonprofit that doesn't make profit to make a difference for their community. So every grant awardee is about economic activity, about making things better in our community and creating opportunity for the next 7 generations.
I'll add an aspect to that as well. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it does end up being about 9,250 jobs over these projects. So certainly there are lots of jobs in North and South Omaha created directly. But I mean, just think about what we just heard from these 3 people. What Frank just talked about, that's going to create more jobs, and there's going to be that ripple, that multiplier effect. I would be very confident that there will be way more jobs than that in the final analysis. And the other piece, just from an economic development standpoint, that I will tell you is that just the nature of this practice has changed such that things that used to be called community development have become economic development because everything's driven by talent, right? You can't hire enough people, and you all know that. And so even things that used to be called something other than economic development today are firmly in that bucket. So I think, again, just listen to the 3 stories you just heard here. I think we're very confident that there will be thousands of jobs in North Omaha as a result of this.
I think the other piece that's really, really important for all of us, every single one of us, it's attitudinal. It's really, really important that all of us look at it. Is it possible that we can agree on everything? God forbid we ever did. But what we can do is have a positive attitude and find the good in everything that takes place to make it better. Because if we want to be a bunch of Debbie Downers, I can guarantee what'll take place there. It's really important that we challenge each other to be 100% positive of what's going on. It's critical. That's more powerful than the money.
Hey, Governor, I got a question for you.
Thank you. We're taking questions from credentialed media today. Thank you.
I do want to say thank you for awarding us, for some of us that haven't been awarded yet. But for the small businesses, like you said, the small businesses are the foundation and the backbone of Omaha. Why does the small essential business receive the short end of the stick when it came to the funding? You know, we're talking about business growth, business development, giving other people opportunities to learn trades, which trades are needed to fund most of these projects that people are going to be doing, but yet the trade company gets a low portion and we're not able to hire, we're not able to build a building. You know, we ask for $5 million, we get $100,000, but if you're expecting us to build a building with the $100,000, how are we going to employ people or give opportunities?
I appreciate the comment. Thank you. Other questions?
How is it that some companies that had low economic impact scores are still slated to get economic grant money?
Go ahead. I couldn't even hear it.
The question was about the economic scores, right? Yeah. So 2 things on that. Number one, we use those economic scores as a tool, not the only tool, but a tool in making these grant decisions, because again, that was the that is the driver here in terms of the intent. I would also say, though, going back to the comment I just made, what the team looked at in grading those was overall impact of that particular project, and in some cases, I'm gonna submit that the economic impact is going to be felt in lots of ways, and I'll just again use Frank as an example, where whatever the number of jobs directly in his firm he might create, I'm going to suggest that it's going to have a ripple effect into lots of other small businesses being successful, which are going to create those jobs. That may or may not have been involved in a particular economic score, but it is involved in the reality of what these projects are going to do. And so it was not the only factor, and certainly it was a robust process that the team went through in making those selections.
One more question, please.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Earlier you said you moved quickly, but are we here today as early as you wanted to be?
Well, you know, I'm not a patient person. But the hardcore reality is there was a lot of work to be done. The ARPA funds had not been acted on. We worked very, very hard in partnership with the unicameral to make sure that no money was lost and the money came into North and South Omaha. So, you know, we couldn't get started until that became law, and that became law June 1. So, you know, there's been a lot of work. I commend everybody's work. I thank everybody for their work, and you know, we're where we're at today. And now it's time that you know, we all roll up our sleeves. I think what the key is positive attitude, and we work together. Together we can. Together we will. Together we win in Nebraska. Together we win in North Omaha. Together we win everywhere we go. Nobody can compete with us anywhere right here because of the people of Nebraska. Thank you all for being here today. Congratulations, North Omaha. Awesome.